With 2.5 hours of content like this, a Star Wars show on a streaming service that has as many subscribers as it does, this should be a layup. I figured at least in the first 2 days, you're telling me they couldn't pull in, 3 million people. And Disney would come back and say, well, we had 11, 12 million people globally after the first 5 days, in similar fashion to The Acolyte. But we're not going to get anywhere near that with Andor from what it looks like, because Disney has not uttered a peep about this. This $800 million television show is just dead. Renegade Online is stuff like this. Remember we talked about Parrot Analytics? I love these kind of things. Hey, Nick, did you know that Andor is the most popular TV show right now?
No, I did not.
Well, that's what this website says.
Interesting. All right.
Television stats. It's more or less, it's like Parrot Analytics. It's the same kind of thing. This is the problem. This is where Disney tries to sell the lie. This is where the failure of Lucasfilm, this is where they try to sell the lie.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how they spin this to get this show to be number one.
It's online engagement. It's you and I on X making fun of the show. It's people on X debating the gay kiss, or the whole attempted sexual assault issue in the first right. Exactly. The things that Disney is promoting as being so bold and so stunning and so brave and whatever. So, you've got sites like this and Parrot Analytics. And Parrot Analytics, I don't know if they've done one yet. I guarantee you Parrot Analytics is going to be out there in the next couple of days talking about how Andor is the biggest TV show in terms of engagement.
Right.
Not views, but engagement.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
Right. So you look here, online engagement score. So nothing. Boom, it went up. And you can see here, number 3 overall on Tuesday, the night it premiered. The next day, number 1 overall. Why? Because Tony Gilroy and the actress playing Bix. Obviously, all of that was pre-planned. Those interviews were done ahead of time. Hollywood Reporter, all these other outlets talking about how brave and bold it was that Star Wars finally went there, and how liberating it was for the actress to get out there and do a sexual assault scene in a Star Wars show. Like, this was the biggest thing ever. So nobody was watching the show. Nobody even know what an Andor was. People that had Disney Plus didn't even know what an Andor was. But yet this blows up on the most popular show on television score, not because people are watching it, not because advertisers are buying ads on it. They're not, okay? But because it gets talked about on social media, which is literally meaningless to the show. It does not generate one red cent of revenue for a show. And I'll be honest with you, it probably isn't drawing in any new audiences. Think about this. Nick, if I told you, hey, Nick, there's a great new Star Wars show out there, and they do and lesbian stuff in it. Want to watch?
Nah, doesn't sound like Star Wars to me.
Because that's what they're promoting. That's what all of the articles talking about this show are focused on. And I'm going to show you in a minute with the new 3. I swear to God, by the time we get 2 weeks from now, when they drop the final 3 episodes, Nick, I'd be surprised they ain't got some child love stuff in there by that point with the rate they're going.
There might be people out there that are like, I'm just waiting for the whole thing to drop and I'm going to binge it. So say a week after those last 3 episodes drop, if it's still not even charting, then by the end of the show, like the finale, and then you got the binge watchers coming in saying, all right, I'm going to just blow through all this. All the episodes are out now. That's not a good sign.
I can't imagine it doesn't chart by then, because you will have people like that do binge. And I mean, that puts a lot. I mean, this can be almost theoretically 11, 12 hours worth of, at least 10 hours worth of stuff by the time we get to the last week. But the point is that it says Star Wars, this show Andor, it should be able to It should be in the top 5 with 2.5 hours of like this is basically a binge drop here. With 2.5 hours of content like this, a Star Wars show on a streaming service that has as many subscribers as it does, this should be a layup. And like I said, it was during one of the weakest measurement periods that I've ever seen on Luminate. I figured at least in the first 2 days, you telling me they couldn't pull in, 3 million people, 4 million people, and Disney would come back and say, well, we had 11, 12 million people globally after the first 5 days, in similar fashion to The Acolyte, in similar fashion to even Ahsoka. But we're not going to get anywhere near that with Andor from what it looks like, because Disney has not uttered a peep about this. It means that this $800 million television show, which makes me sick every time I say that, it's just dead. I mean, unless the audience picks up radically, and not just, it added another million people. This show, to justify its existence, because guess what, kids? It ain't selling any Legos. It ain't selling any toys. It ain't selling any action figures. It ain't selling any sleeping bags or lunch boxes.
No, and on top of that, a lot of people that liked season 1 are not happy through the first 6 episodes of season 2. I've seen a lot of people out there that loved season 1, me not being one of those people, who are not happy with the show so far after 6 episodes. Basically halfway through the show.
And let me show you again here. I'm going to go back again to Andor season 1 to remind people of how weak this show is with audiences. If they had only spent maybe, $50 million making each season of this show, okay, having an audience, a U.S. audience, at least from what we can read, of maybe 4 million people a week is not too shabby. Even $100 million budget, not terribly shabby. Bear in mind that Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, they're spending $200 million for the whole season, or roughly $20 million per episode, 20 to 25 million per episode, according to David Zaslav, which for a show like that is very reasonable, but it's pulling in 25 to 30 million people a week domestically, not globally, just domestically in North America. It's insane. And all we're asking for is a, $300 to $400 million a season show like Andor, to pull in it. Hey, would half of that be too much domestically? But it ain't anywhere close. It's not getting 25 to 30 million domestically. It's getting maybe 4 to 5 million if it's lucky. I mean, that's how bad it is. But you look at 2022 here. Check this out, just to give everybody in the audience some understanding of how funky this is. They really have to try to sell this as though, it's not that bad. Hey, Andor was one of the top 10 shows in 2022 for Disney Plus. Okay, not a really high bar considering not much else was out there. But let's see what else. Simpsons was number 1. Grey's Anatomy was number 2.
All this is on Disney Plus?
Yeah, it's available through Grey's Anatomy, of course, is ABC, so it's in there. Simpsons, of course, is part of the Fox acquisition from 2019.
Yeah.
As is Family Guy. Bluey, we've got a show that Disney doesn't make and never has.
Yep.
That Fox was distributing. Then you've got Grey's Anatomy, which was ABC. Then you've got Family Guy, which was a show that Disney doesn't make and never has. They've just distributing it. Then you've got Bluey, which is a show that Disney doesn't make and never has, that is licensing. Modern Family was an ABC show, as was Malcolm in the Middle. She-Hulk. Here we go.
How did She-Hulk get to number 7?
Because there was nothing else, Nick.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is kind of the point, is that when you look back here, you get She-Hulk on this, according to this ranking, from what they could tell, How I Met Your Mother reruns, Star Wars Andor, and then Moon Knight was in there. So
I was really excited about Moon Knight and so disappointed.
Yeah, and this is from what's on Disney Plus, and I think this was for the 22-23 season or something like this. But in any case, the point is that, look, this is when you don't have a lot of competition. I'm surprised Andor actually made it up that far up the rankings. This is not a high bar to really get over. And if you look at the stuff that Disney is spending the most money on by far and away, it's the stuff that nobody's watching. And that's what's so terrifying. It should be terrifying to Wall Street, but Wall Street seems completely oblivious and frankly when it comes to how bad things are on the streaming service.
100% agree. I don't know how Disney Plus can stay alive. I don't know how they keep this going.
Theme parks and Hulu. Basically,
Yeah.
everything else is carrying its weight. When you have Disney, and this is my point, if Disney right now stopped production of all original content for Disney Plus, like no more $200 million Star Wars shows,
Yeah.
no more $200 million Marvel shows. You know the impact that it would have on Disney Plus? Nothing. Basically nothing. These shows are not bringing in any new subscribers. Nobody's signing up for Disney Plus to see, oh, look, the new season of Andor. Oh, She-Hulk Attorney at Law. Oh, Skeleton Crew. When Paramount is spending money on these shows, and some of them cost a pretty penny to get Taylor Sheridan to do these. I mean, $150 million for a TV show is a lot of money, but look what Paramount's getting for it.
Everything he touches turns to gold, it seems like.
Their Paramount Plus sells a lot of advertising because most people have the ad-based tier for Paramount for $6 a month. And it's to me, I think it's one of the best values for streaming, bar none.
I agree. And aren't they on the verge of bankruptcy?
They're trying to get the Skydance deal done. Yeah. That's why. But the thing is that they make some good television and they're bringing in huge audiences. And every time Paramount's growing like a weed, whereas Disney Plus is just kind of stagnant. And they're also trying to get this Disney Plus and Hulu, combine everything into one streaming service. I guarantee you, Disney is going to, they're gonna change it. I would not be at all surprised if a year from now that Disney Plus and Hulu are so integrated they'll be selling them as a singular package. Like your minimum cost of entry is going to be for Disney and Hulu. You're gonna have to have them both. You won't be able to just get Disney Plus. You won't be able to just get Hulu. It's going to be, we called it
combo pack.
Who dis? It's going to be Who dis? Who dis is it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you, $10, $15 a month, I bet, with ads. Make sure you're subscribed to Valiant Renegade and join us every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern for the live show.